Welcome to Fantasy Breakouts. This is Pat, obviously Erik, and we have a special guest today, Mr. Deion McShane. Whoop, whoop. Got some flair or something going on. Deion is a wide receiver out of University of Northern Iowa. Man, he has plenty of accolades. Goes to work.
Yes.
Yes,
I'll go over him. Let's do it, man. Give him a full intro. We appreciate you coming on, Deion. I know I said it already. I've been excited for this for about a week or so since you said you would do it. So, 3-time All-State champ at Freeport High School, over 2,500 all-purpose yards, all-conference honors as a running back in 2017. I think was that your sophomore year of high school?
2017? No, that was my junior year.
Junior year? Okay. Also played a little quarterback, which I want to get to. I got something I want to bring up on the video here. First team all conference as a junior. Played multiple positions on offense, and we'll talk about it. I'm sure brother Steve played football and baseball at Western Illinois. Now he got signed by the Steelers, right? And then he was going to play for the Roughnecks. Had an injury in the XFL. I was super excited for that. I watched a lot of XFL games, but I'm sure he'll be back soon. And then. Also, Deion, not to get too sidetracked, but he's a 2-time state track athlete, 300-meter hurdles as a sophomore, which is awesome. And I think it was like nationally, like a national time, right?
You put up I actually broke the state record my junior year. So, like, my sophomore year, I came in, wasn't expecting to win, but was hoping to place high from my freshman year in high school because I had placed second in the 300 hurdles. Then my sophomore year, actually, since the seniors had left from my freshman year, I ended up winning state. But I was lucky to win in the 110s because there was another guy that was there that he had a way faster time than me, but he completely just shanked his race. And
really?
I went out there and just competed and won. So I was like,
good, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I bet that was, at that young age, man, I bet that was amazing. But yeah, another thing you can't not mention, Deion was featured on a SportsCenter top 10 play, and maybe a little controversial. I listened to the Art of Football 365 podcast. He actually said you were down on it, but not to spoil it too much. I got the video right here.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll bring it up, but yeah, just in case someone hasn't seen it.
The week 2 highlight from you and I.
Ooh, that was a little loud. But yeah, just rolls in the end zone. Yeah, I know. Yeah, ESPN featured it. Man, that was sick.
I remember that.
Yeah, that play was wild.
I've seen you put your hand on the ground like that before. Here you are getting interviewed. But I've seen you put your hand on the ground and stay up on a few plays when I was looking back at your high school highlights too. So this guy is somebody to be reckoned with. Can't take him down with one arm or anything like that.
You ever think that that's just natural instinct, or you thinking about this one I'm going to do?
I think it's natural instinct. I mean, I actually practice it, but when you're in the game, you don't really. I like a lot of things is blocked out, so like it's pretty much up to you. And like this year, I found out that I got a spin move that I don't usually use that much, and it like came into effect at the last second, usually in the game.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, it's good, man. I mean, he's developing his game. But so Pat and I, our podcast channel is more of kind of fantasy football focused. So we'll be asking you a little bit more on that end of things, and things about the draft coming up, and you got some teammates getting drafted. So be sure to stick around here. Just coming up, I knew of Deion just from seeing his family. So like, so Deion, you have your older brothers, not even in my grade, but we always knew that when we saw the red Suburban coming up, there's some athletes gonna come and show everybody how they're gonna play. Yeah, do you guys still have that, the family vehicle?
No, we got rid of the big red. Oh. Hey, that was the the banging truck though. That was our truck.
Yeah, and then just talking about the whole football experience with Deion, I definitely recommend checking out this Art of Football 365, their channel. They went into depth with all of his experiences and growing up, and you could just tell, like, watching that, I could just tell, like, you're super passionate about football and you truly love it. Like, I know it's not easy to stay laser focused on things, and you definitely do. It's just you can feel your passion, like just listening to you talk to your. I mean, those guys are your friends too, but what do you think? Like, how do you stay like so focused all year and up to this point as a junior in college for a D1 school?
Just stay focused because I know, like, it's focusing on me. And one of my friends, I had a friend that passed away, and he was like, before he passed away, he was like, "You gonna do great things," and like that really stuck with me, and it keeps me to keep pushing every day.
That's awesome, man. Okay, so I think one thing we wanted to check with you, actually, your friend Josh, Train J, as we call him here. He wanted to know, what position do you see yourself playing once you get drafted or signed by an NFL team? Like, where ideally would you be playing at that next level?
I feel like I'll be able to play at the slot receiver, or I mean, I could play wide out too. It's just depending on what system I'm in. If you really think about that, and I feel like I could be a specialist for kick return and punt return because I could take my abilities in there and do some damage.
Do you think, Deion, like, you guys grow up, all your older brothers and whatnot, do you think that you guys, like, how you're a slot receiver, do you think that was from coming up from an early age, like all you guys, like, you went out to the backyard, Deion receiver, he running back, was that type of thing, or kind of just naturally just how the chips fell into you being become like a top-notch receiver?
Actually, when I was younger, I wasn't even a receiver. So, like, when going from middle school, I was at running back, and I always thought I was going to be a running back. But then, things changed when I got to high school because our starting quarterback got hurt. And, it was Ben Swords. He got hurt, and they told me to take the leadership role and go ahead and play quarterback for my junior year. And coming out of that, it was a few teams.
I think we lost audio for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Coach told me to come in, and he said, "You got the leadership role now, and you're probably one of our best players." So he said, "I'm gonna just put you out here, and we're gonna run the read option and see how you do." And I was like, "Coach, I'm better than that." I said, "I can throw the ball, like, you ain't gotta worry." I was like, "No lie." And as the season went on, I just like kept improving, even though we wasn't winning that much. I mean, I still took it to heart every game because, you got to go out there and play even if you wanted to make it to the D1 level or to make it to college and football in general, you're going to have to go out there and ball. So I was like, hey, it's me versus them, I guess. Like, come on.
Okay, I got to back up. I want to ask you about this play because it's like I can't, I could tell you play baseball immediately from this throw, and I'm just wondering, did you do this on purpose, or what? Were you not looking at the receiver right here? So he takes the snap, dude runs a slant, but you'll see, look at his shoulders.
Yeah, look where his head is at. Yeah.
Look at his shoulders and his head. So what are you doing here, man? What is this? Is this was this planned? Can you hear me, Deion?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Or were you trying to avoid this dude's head in front of you? Is that what it is?
No, actually, I knew it was a pre-snap read, and I seen Caleb. Who was that in front of me? Actually, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, was that designed? I know you said it was a pre-snap read, but talk a little more about that.
I mean, yeah, it was a pre-snap read, and it was pretty much seams on the insides and hitches on the outsides. And my running back, he wasn't supposed to be in that spot in the first place. But, like, Coach, I knew that our players wasn't super smart. But I'm like, I can fix it anyway. just like being an athlete.
KYP. Know your personnel.
All right, there's one.
Know your personnel.
The next one. The next one. You gotta get some passes. You gotta get passing the ball at you and I'm gonna say Western. All right, another one. There's one where you bait the dude into coming up in your face and you just throw like a lob pass over him. I love that one too. I thought that was right up next to it.
I remember that. That was against Boylan. It was the Boylan Tigers. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because that was supposed to be a bubble. It was supposed to be a quick bubble. And I was like, dang, I just messed it up. But I was like, all right, if I just take off towards the lineman, I'm gonna see what they do, and they just follow me. So I'm like, oh, this is an easy throw. I was like, Caleb is right in front of me. I just tossed it over their heads.
Yeah.
And they low-key was salty.
Athletics, Next thing, Deion, let's talk about your experience with your teammates, man. I know you said you just recently had a pro or visited your teammates' pro days. Explain that to us a little bit.
Our teammates, we do a lot of team bonding, so I know them. I know them actually super well. I came in as a freshman and I started, so like over time, you just around them every day. To be honest, like we have our lifting, we have our running. During the summer, you at the dome from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So you're gonna have to know your players and just creating just bonds with them. And we really treat each other like family, to be honest, because you're not around your family when you're here, and we pretty much here all year. So that's really how I go. And of course, I always get the when I get the chance to go see them, and knowing that they doing what they got to do to get to the league. Hey, I'm proud of them and happy to see what they can do, because I ain't gonna lie to you, Ellerson at his pro day, he jumped a 41 and a half inch vertical. And I didn't know he could do all that. Like that surprised me.
He's a big guy too. He's a big guy, defensive end.
So did that give you you went in there with motivation? Did that give you a little more motivation as far as and it kind of calmed those nerves? Because I know a lot, it's pro day, man. That's everybody's watching, whatnot. Explain how that, like, before you got there and then when you left, how did that change your approach to it when it's your pro day?
Well, they really inspired us to be great, because, like, they was leaders, and when they just they just had a role on us that pretty much make us work hard in general. They told me before they left, they was like, Deion, they was like, when we leave, you gonna be a captain soon. So we preparing you for the worst, because it ain't, especially that you like the only returning starter. There's only one other returning starter really, and that's Isaiah Weston. He's a senior now, but he only a junior on the field, but he's like a gray shirt senior. So he pretty old, but I'll say Ellerson and Spencer Brown, they really, I want to say they gave me the role, the role to being a successful player, and they just took over, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy for what they doing, and happy to see them become great, to be honest.
Good.
Yeah, I've been watching a ton of Spencer Brown video. Man, this guy, 6'9". I saw him him benching 500 pounds. He ran a 4.88, which I can in my heyday could not do that. I think I ran a 5. And he is 300 and some pounds and running a 4.88. It's amazing. But yeah, so if you're not from the area, you might not know. You and I mean, the FCS, they produce a lot of contributors in the NFL. You have like Dallas Goedert, Chase Edmonds, Tariq Cohen, Bob Tonyan, and David Johnson, of course, from UNI. Have you ever met the guy? Have you ever met him? Or has he ever come around?
David Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually worked out with him this past summer.
Cool.
Yeah, we was on the field doing some drills, just getting ready for our seasons.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Back to the pro day thing. Were you like catching passes or anything, or do they let any of the players that are playing now do that, or
not right now, but just because COVID and all that's going on, so they just had our pretty much the seniors. So they had Trevor Allen, which was our running back from last year. They had Jalen James, which is a receiver in our receiving room, and it was Ellerson and Spencer. Those are the only four that really went.
Oh, okay. So they kind of slimmed it down, maybe a little bit more than usual. Not a typical one. Okay. Yeah. So Pat, I was going to ask Deion. I mean, I know he's not in the league or anything, but what do you think about as being like playing a D1 football player? How much do you get into fantasy football or DFS or any of that in your spare time?
I mean, I haven't really been into the fantasy football just because I'm so busy here. Like, I have a rough schedule. My schedule is pretty hard. It's because I'm never home. Like, the times I get to be home, I usually just rest and like get some sleep. But other than that, I mean, I did one time. My brother Vance, he told me a little bit about the fantasy football and that I should make like a what, like, is it like a, I want to say, I don't know how to explain that.
Like a league or
How
like
do y'all
a?
explain the fantasy football? That's what I want to know.
I mean, basically, you just for instance, if based on production, you get points. You got a running back if they go for 200 yards, depending on the league. Like everybody has their own point system, but let's say they go for 200 yards, that's 20 points. If they score a touchdown, that's 6. So it's really just each week you get production based upon, or you get points based off the production of your team. You draft players. Obviously, if some players hurt, you're gonna drop them, put them on IR, stuff like that. It's pretty much, you still have control. You being a GM, really, at the end of the day. Sometimes, players, they feel some type of way about it because obviously, we wanted them to go out there and do such and such, but it's one thing to have a fantasy production day, but it's another thing to go out there and do what y'all supposed to, which is win. You don't got
for real.
there. You care about winning. You don't care how it got done, or if you had 100 yards in the touchdown, you had 20 in the touchdown. If y'all got the W, y'all got the W. Players have their own. Some people really like it. Some people are like, I really don't care about your fantasy team. Which, if I'm in your shoes, I wouldn't either.
Right. Yeah. Other things to worry about. Like, what was it? 2 weeks ago, you had that like 50-something yard catch. I mean, like just like that play, that's like half a day or a full day of points right there. I mean, that's just that one play. So just to give you an example, yeah.
And
that's raw.
Some leagues do like a PPR, which is points per reception. So if you, let's say 40 yards, but you had 12 catches, like some Jarvis Landry type of production sometimes. That's a lot of points. So, but other leagues, some of them are just like 0.5 per reception. So it really depends on what league it is. Everybody kind of has their own rules. There's a general guideline, but at the end of the day, you get more points based off production.
Right. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. So how's this season? I know this season you're playing in the spring for maybe the first time in your life, right? Playing regular season in the spring. You had some kicking issues. I know you don't want to throw people under the bus probably, but kicking issues, and then you had some COVID stuff. Like, how's it going? We're right in the middle, right? So how's it going right now, Deion?
Yeah, so we didn't start off that bad. We played South Dakota State the first game. Didn't come out like we wanted it to, just because we didn't win it. I mean, neither side of the ball played bad either, so it was just a frustrating loss for us. But the second game we came back and won. So we, at this point now in season, that the fact that we lost to Southern Illinois and Missouri State, I mean, we didn't even blame our kicker. It ain't his fault. He didn't even get a chance to kick that whole week. We weren't even practicing on our field.
Mm-hmm. That's
they
tough,
had
man.
they had the indoor track conference, because that's going on too. And that was going on in the dome while we're practicing in a sports complex. We weren't even on a field.
I think that people don't realize all the little things, especially in the game of football. Even in basketball, man, you got 5 people. Football is a lot more people, like a lot more responsibility compared to a 5-man game. And it just shows the little things, right? Attention to detail and stuff like that, especially in college, man. I bet you guys got a crazy, hectic schedule. All you can do, man, keep pushing, I think you guys doing great so far. You got a lot of things to overcome, but it's a team sport, man. Y'all win together.
Yeah, that's the main thing our coach tell us. He was like, hey, we going in this game, hey, win or lose, we still praise the Lord, and that's the big thing about it. You just got to keep pushing forward. Because I know when we get to the fall season, knowing that we only have an 8-game schedule right now for the spring, and it's super hard to make the playoffs. So you pretty much can only lose 2 games, and we already lost 3, but it's still a chance of us getting in. That's the crazy thing. And I know that this fall season we'll be in the playoffs pretty much guaranteed because we just our team work hard.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
yeah, it's been a lot of close games too. I mean, it's been a lot of close games. If you look at,
it all came down to the special teams. The special teams is the big factor in all the FCS football right now. A lot of teams is rather block punts. Block punts is losing a lot of games. Kick returns is winning games. Interceptions. I mean, that's defense in general, but like another special team stuff, we had a 60-yard kick return, and that ended up winning our game. If you really most people don't know a lot about it, but special teams is a big factor. Just knowing that our kicker, he missed the field goal, that lost the game. I mean, it happens, but special teams is a big factor in football.
You guys got to think, man, you're not going to be the only team facing that. A couple weeks from now, somebody could have a COVID case. They don't play something. There's a lot of things that go wrong for a lot of other people. So, yeah, keep pushing, man.
Yeah, we'll do. Got to.
So, Erik, what's your next question, man?
All right, so I got a. This is more of not really a question, but I think just a statement that I need you to hear. All right.
Okay.
Just in the future, all right. I know Steve went to the Steelers. Signed with the Steelers. So NFL stuff right here. Okay, so this team has had more undrafted late round receivers than any other team contribute right away. A whole bunch of failed early round receivers. All right, 5th round receiver was given a 5-year, $72 million contract. Another one played JUCO, was given a 4-year, $64 million contract. He's 31 now. In 20, they actually did draft a 1st-round receiver. Worked out. Special teams. You're just talking about special teams, right? They drafted a receiver late, 4th or 5th round. Dude muffs punts. He's got kicked off with special teams. He doesn't handle. I know you handle. You got the all-purpose yards. One of the worst special teams groups in the NFL. Have no wide receiver 3 presence at all, and then they just lost a bunch of targets because they cut their tight end. All right, you get to wear purple and yellow too. I know I'd be interested. So maybe keep that in the back of your head, or just go to the Lions, and maybe you can. that would probably be easier. But hey, if you want to go to the Vikings, man, that would be amazing. If you're in the NFL, I just want to put this out. If you're in the NFL, every episode at some point we're gonna flash your name up. Everyone, all right?
Yeah, I got you.
As a local guy, went to our high school, doing big things, we would do that for you. But if you're on the Vikings, man, I might even talk like...
You don't have to go to the Vikings.
You don't have to, but think about it, Late round receivers.
I mean, I'm fine with any NFL team. I mean, it's NFL.
And then you can spread some rumors in a couple of years. You can leave. You don't have to stay. They'll trade you. You don't have to stay that long. It's cool. But Pat, did you have anything otherwise? I think Deion's got a big game coming up this Saturday. But anything besides that? Or Deion, do you have questions for us? Anything?
I mean, I really ain't got no questions. Not anymore. I mean, we answered pretty much all of them.
Yeah, we'll have to talk with Vance about fantasy then. Sounds like.
Vance know a lot. Vance know everything.
Yeah, man, he's having an amazing season too. What's their record? Or they're a good football program. St. Francis, right? Or no, St. Xavier. Sorry, big mess up right there.
Yeah, they 3-1, and Vance already at like 700, 800 all-purpose yards. Like he been going off.
What a beast. What a beast. But yeah, check out UNI plays Western Illinois on ESPN Plus, 11 a.m. Look out for Deion. He's going to be putting in some work, getting some people some fantasy points if that's a thing in college. But please subscribe to the video, like the video. Watch the interview with Deion. Super good on his friend's channel. I'll link it up. Otherwise, appreciate it, man. Have a good week. Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.
All right, Deion. Good luck, man. Appreciate you. Y'all take it easy.
Thank y'all for having me. Appreciate y'all.
Yep.
Stay safe.
Will do.